Hello, everyone. Welcome to Due Process.
The podcast where dudes talk about the process of due process.
Let's break that down real quick. What exactly does that mean?
Well, Plague, it's simple. We're talking about due process, and we're dudes.
Hey, simple enough. Simple enough. So, tell us a bit about you, Clover.
All right,
Who
I'm
are you?
Clover. I've been a veteran tester for about almost 3 years now. I played at PAX 2016 South. I met some of the dev team, got to play around, and then one day, one of the community manager, Axum, actually messaged me and asked me if I'd like to start testing, and I agreed to, and I haven't looked back since. Tell us about you,
Heck
Plague.
yeah. Let's see. Just over a year ago, I got my key, my gaming key. But I didn't really start testing until around Christmas time of last year, whenever the Due Process League started up. And then from there, joined a team, left the team to focus more on casting, and eventually I became one of the staff members of the league itself.
Yeah, we'll definitely touch more on the league in the rest of this podcast, but we actually have a guest today, don't we?
Yes, we do. And go ahead and tell us who that is.
I think he might introduce himself.
Hey everyone, I'm TH Pine, and I'm glad to be here.
Hello, Pyan. And what's your role at GC since you are one of the newly added devs?
Well, yeah, I'm the community manager for Due Process, and I'm managing the community, I guess.
Awesome. How did that come to be? Right? Where did you start with the entire involvement of Due Process, and how did that end up, where you are right now?
Well, that started a long time ago, actually. I think I discovered this game back when I was waiting for the Rainbow Six Siege beta to start, and so that's a while ago, and I was immediately intrigued by the concepts and the ideas and whatnot, and by the what's the word? God damn it! I hate my English sometimes. Like the way the developers were going about this.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I started making videos on my YouTube channel back then already, even though there was no gameplay or anything. I couldn't test the game, was just like theorizing about it. And then I got picked up for the early alpha testing, I think 2 years ago, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
correctly.
We started about around the same time.
Yeah, I think we got in with the same wave, which was basically the second wave or so.
That was that was the first wave for like real testing.
There was like a little small group before that.
Yeah,
we got the first real wave, I guess.
We're the real.
There was just handpicked by Axum back then from people who were active on Reddit. So, yeah. So I got into that, and I really enjoyed the game, as I expected or as I hoped. And so I tried to get more involved with the team. And they were looking for software engineers, and I applied for that role. But since I'm not from Seattle, I'm from Germany, that didn't work out. And so yeah, they would be interested. They were interested in getting me on the team, but not as a software developer. And a few months later, Bart came around and asked me, "Hey, we need a new community manager because Axum is really busy with maps now. Do you want to do that?" And I was like, "Sure." And well, since then, I'm part of the team.
I'm jealous still because I've always wanted to. I wanted to be on the team so bad, but I don't want to go to Seattle.
Yeah,
I would pick up the move.
Seattle, Seattle. It's so different compared to Texas. Like it's just, I don't know. It's a weird experience going up there and then like actually seeing where the office is, like up on Capitol Hill. It's like that's a walk, honestly. From anywhere in town, it's just a walk.
I mean, I would have considered moving to Seattle, but it would have required to be like the perfect job opportunity. Like it would have to be like 150% perfect, because like I have a family here in Germany, so if moving to Seattle would have been a big deal. It was out of the. It wasn't possible anyway though, because GAC cannot, like, they're too small of a company to get me a visa, so that would have not been an option anyway. So the only option would have been remote work, and at the time that was not possible for the engineer team anyway. But I mean, now I'm here as the community manager, so that's great as well.
How are you liking being community manager so far? Like, what's the experience been like from being just a regular tester?
It's really fun, honestly. It's a really interesting experience for me because I'm like by trade, I'm a software developer, right? And I'm always like, I always did community stuff, quote unquote. Like I made YouTube videos in the past. I was involved in other gaming communities and whatnot. But it was never my job to do that, right? And I was also never in a promoted position, I guess. So it's certainly a very new experience. Like people react to you differently when you talk to them sometimes, and you have to be very, very careful about what you say because everything I say is, or a lot of people will interpret everything I say as like an official announcement and whatnot. But yeah, it's very interesting. It's fun to interact with the different community members and seeing the community strive and creating content and see people being excited about it. So that's really cool. Right now, it's a little bit like the last few weeks were a little bit stressful, mainly because the whole alpha key process was like a lot of manual work, to be honest, a lot of customer support, really, which is not the most fun part sometimes. I mean, most people are super, super, super nice. Like if they have a problem with the keyboard and I gave them a key, they were super thankful and whatnot. So nobody got mean to me or anything like that. But it's just like a lot of DMs per like every day. It's not quite what I was hired for, but it's where I ended up right now. But I guess that's gonna end now. So I'm looking forward to the near future of the beta.
Yeah, so
and creating more blog posts again and whatnot.
I think we can all say we're excited for beta. Like we've all been testing for a decent while, sure. And like coming out of NDA, being able to do stuff like this alone or making videos, streaming, it's gonna be a whole different world than we've been living in.
Yeah, you can imagine the whole GAG team is very excited to finally show this game to the world. They've worked on for 6 or 7 years now. Well, not all of them, but the core team did. So yeah. I can say we as in we GAG are very excited for the beta as well. So yeah, definitely hyped. Lots of hype.
Now that we're kind of on this topic of the beta release, I have a quick, I guess, quote unquote theoretical. How do you think it's going to take off? Like, do you think it's going to take off as, at least I know I think it will? I think it's going to go places big time. We're talking like big streamers are playing this. This is like esports scene. Hopefully DPL will take off. Like, I think this will definitely go somewhere. What do y'all think?
So I always like, I touched on it earlier. So when I found out about the game, like my interaction was mostly through Reddit with Bart and the other designers, and I was very, very impressed on their how they do game development, because that's not something I see. Like I covered a lot of, or I played and covered a lot of indie games over the past years, and most of them, like, let's be honest here, most game designers, not all, but a lot of game designers just throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. And that's a fair approach. It can work well. But it often leads to, it's a lot of try and error in a lot of places. And with the team behind Bard, I always had the feeling that there's like a big vision there, and they thought about every detail and knew where they want to go with it. They're not necessarily set in stone. Not all the decisions were set in stone, but they had thought about everything already and trying to figure out what is the best approach to get to our goal, to realize our vision. And that always impressed me, and that always gave me the feeling that this could become really big. Then that's theory though, and we're gonna see what reality says about that. But I think there's the potential of this becoming great, and I hope it does. I think a lot of, I think at least for a while, a lot of big streamers and YouTubers and whatnot will pick this up, which will certainly create a huge wave of interest. The big and important question is how long will this last? And my hope, obviously, is long.
Until due process
we'll
2,
find
at
out.
least.
Yeah, at least.
Block Dude build's coming back, boys.
For sure. No, it's not. It's
No,
officially
no.
dead. Let me just say this
it
on the
is very
record.
You
dead.
hear,
No
here first.
Block Dude build.
I,
Not
am
first.
Mine
cutting that
said
out.
it
You've
must
heard
be
it here
true.
first. He said it's true. Block Dude's coming back.
No, it's very, very dead. It's actually, let me touch on that really quick. Like people don't realize how broken that game was back then. Like they see the old Node videos and say, this looks fun, this looks playable. Let me tell you, it wasn't. Video editing is magic.
Well, just seeing from
like this
the new video compared to what I actually saw
Yeah.
going on in like the Discord and seeing how long they were in there, you can definitely tell like how much was cut down or like how long they took to
Yeah.
play the game just to get perfect shots for a video.
Yeah, certainly. Like the old game or the prototype could have been made into a publishable game, but it would have required a sizable amount of work. And the team back then decided to not do that and instead invested the time into what we have now. So yeah, Block Dude is not coming back.
Rest in peace, Block Dude.
I cry every time.
So what do you think of actually the new Node video compared to the old ones? I'm assuming you did watch the old ones back when they were released, or at least know about them now.
Yeah, sure. Like the old ones were cool. So everyone on the team was super excited to get the new one out. Like the old one was basically what was like the old Node video is what made this game possible in the first place, because that video created the huge interest into the game, which allowed GEC to get a publisher and get funding. So everyone was super excited for Node coming back and playing with them again and recording a video. And like I was asleep when they recorded. And at the next morning, I was shooting Axum a message, or I think I just shoot it in the channel. I was like, "Hey, how did the recording go?" And Axum responded with, "Well, there was this one time where Bart sneaked up on one of them and was humming the Jaw theme." So I'm sure that's going to go in the video. And from that moment on, I was really hyped to watch this video. And when it finally came out, I was laughing my ass off when it happened. So
That's actually why my name is Bart is Mean in the official server now, and it'll never change. That's my favorite point of the whole video.
Dude.
For those who didn't see it, basically one of the Node members was defusing the bomb. Bard came around, stood in front of the guy who was defusing, point blank shotgunned him in the face. Favorite point of the video.
He was coming up from behind and was humming the Jaws theme, and then just instead of just shooting him, he stepped into his vision basically to shoot him.
So actually, I wanted to get into kind of like DPL starting, because that's a big thing coming up, and you actually weren't the community manager then when we started the league. You were just a humble plebeian just like me, and you came onto the staff team to help us out, and then we've later brought Plague in.
I think it was you and Simber asking me if I would want to help.
Yeah, it was me,
if I remember
Simber,
correctly.
and then I brought on you and Stellarik and Maelstrom.
Yeah.
Was Stellarik originally part of the
Yeah,
Big Five?
Stellarik was in the Big Five,
Yeah.
because that's why we were all managers at the time, and that's why we've gone into a tier system and stuff like that. But yeah, like we had a strong start, honestly.
Yeah.
So it all started as a meme, didn't it?
Yeah, so I can go
I
into
kind of
that.
missed that part.
So it was me, Kills, one of the art devs, and Simber. We were all in a voice chat, and we were talking about how the new logo looks and everything. And we got, like, Zach was telling us how they didn't like one of his logos because it had like a red and a blue tone to it, like half and half. And they said it looked too esports, I was like, you know what, that's a kind of smart thing. Like, let's make an esports out of this. Like, it's a competitive game. Let's get a competitive environment. And at the time, I wasn't playing that much because I just had other stuff to do. And I don't know, playing against new people all the time, it wasn't fun for me. Like, I wanted to play in a competitive environment. So I joked about it. And Simber's like, all right, let's do it. And he made a Discord for it. And we kind of, like, just started messaging all the cadets like we knew and was like, hey, do you want to like play in this competitive environment on teams and everything, and like fight to see who's the best in basically due process at the time. And it just ended up happening, and I don't know, from there I started on Simbra's team and was like, I'm gonna make my own, made my own team, and we got like I think 8 teams first season, which wasn't bad. Like eight teams with at least 8
Yeah.
players because we had subs and everything. Like it was pretty cool.
It was a
It
very
definitely
strong
did go
start.
places.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
considering that
I was
like
honestly super surprised.
considering that
Like you brought me on the team. Like you asked me, can you do you want to help? Do you want to be involved? And I was like, sure. On like towards you, but on my computer, behind my computer, I was like, we'll see where this goes. This is probably not going to take off at all. Well, let's see, let's try. And well, boy, was I wrong. That first season was a blast. And there was so much support, like from the community, from the dev team. Like they helped us out big. And yeah.
I think
really,
like
really cool.
originally like the community didn't want to back it as much, but a lot of them were like, "Oh, competitive, that'd be cool." And we brought it back a lot of testers. Like originally, Starlark wasn't testing or playing at the time because he wanted to stream more, and you couldn't stream the game at the time. And he got into it, and he went full force, and now he's one of the biggest names in the DPL as staffing team. He honestly
he's certainly one of our MVPs right now.
Yeah, he honestly takes control of most situations, which I really love about him.
Yeah.
But yeah, once we got dev support, I think that's where it really took off. People were like, "Oh, devs are kind of helping with them," and like we're still a community league, but like even you like coming helping us with like giving us a little information about like beta drop and everything, so we could get the season started like ready for the official season 1 was like an awesome help. Like otherwise we would have been in the dark until tomorrow or today technically.
Yeah. Well.
Yes.
Or whenever
today, when it was announced, like a few days ago. But yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Same thing.
It's honestly a little weird to me because like I was part of the DPL staff before I became part of the GEG staff. And now it's always a little bit weird when I talk about we, because we could mean we, the DPL team, or it could mean we GEG. So it's always a little weird. But yeah, like from when we started, as I said, I was not part of the team yet, of the GEG team yet. And yeah, they helped us out a lot to make all this happen. And now that I'm part of the GEG, I can tell you the dev team is, and especially Bart, is really, really grateful for all the effort the DPL team is putting in and putting this together. Because like basically, like imagine this, they developed this game for years, right? And it never, like, you always had testers and then new testers coming in and stuff broke and whatnot. Like there was never really, this was never really played at what they envisioned, like at the level they envisioned, because this is like inherently this is a very competitive game, right? And so it plays best when it's played competitively, when the teams really try to get in the other team's head and try to outplay them and subvert their plans and whatnot. And so the DPL was the first time this actually happened on a regular basis. Shows you had some matches in between here and there, but in the DPL it was basically almost every match was like really, really competitively and really interesting, and it showed what the game, for the first time, what the game really is supposed to be, and that gave the dev team a lot of inspiration and motivation to keep going. And so yeah, they're really grateful, and that's why we're supporting the DPL, and that's why I had explicit permission to let you into the dark, not let you into the dark. So give you some information about when beta drops and whatnot, so you can align the season properly. Because I felt that's an important thing, because like if you start the season and then 3 weeks later beta starts, that's like that season is going to be messed up. And I think DPL is a strong or an important pillar for the Dupersis community, and therefore we wanted to be, well, give it the best options or the best possibilities to be a strong pillar, I guess.
I also wanted to touch on like how scuffed our streaming was at the beginning. Like just in total, our streaming was so bad.
Oh my gosh! Like looking back on these relics of time, this was at the beginning of 2020. Like this was months ago, right? because we
Not
had
that
that
long
long
ago.
breaks with network
It was
refactoring.
it was a long time because of
It was a
Yeah.
long time.
Rona.
Super scuffed. Through Steam streaming, so only people with the game could watch it. And
Yeah.
then
Oh yeah. I think I was the one suggesting that back then. I was like, hey, we could stream this through Steam because that has an option to limit it to people who have the game. So we're not breaking NDA, yes?
Yeah,
Right?
because we were
I
gonna
was like messaging Axum, so can we do this? And he was like, I'm not yeah, okay.
we were gonna
Oh
unlist
my
it on
God.
YouTube and like unlisting like just like the videos they can get out. And with the
Mhm.
Yeah.
stream probably be more likely to get out and everything. But the whole
Yeah.
like hey keys only type thing was super cool. But the only thing is if you were streaming it and you closed out of the game, the stream was done. You couldn't continue.
we would have what 3-hour streams of like a really intense match, and then we'll be like, okay, we're starting the next one. Boom. Stream stopped. Then stream started again,
just-
and then we'd just pick up where we left off.
let's just say Steam is not like they're not the premier streaming platform. They just picked that out on picked that up as a side project, and there are some technical difficulties when it comes to Steam streaming.
Most Steam stuff's
but,
technical.
yeah,
Technically
Well, that's true.
challenged.
that's true. But yeah, it was was really awesome. I shotcasted back in like other games in the past, but I really hoped I get back into shoutcasting with Duke Process. Yeah,
Dude
Process.
penis.
Duke Penis.
Penis.
With Duke Process and no, with the Duke Process and well, DPL allowed me to do that. So
Mhm.
that was my driving factor, to be honest. Like that was my motivation to like. And I invested a lot of effort, a lot of manpower into season 1 of DPL. I was one of the driving factors back then. I think I'm a little bit more less involved right now because I'm busy with community management. But in season 1, I was really pushing pushing everyone to get this done and make this happen because I wanted to shoutcast this game. That was my driving factor, and so I'm very very glad that happened. It's a lot of fun, and yeah.
So you could say
that was pretty cool.
DPL got you your job at GC. I'm just saying.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't put it that way, to be honest. Well, it certainly didn't hurt to be one of the active community members or involved community members. So yeah, it definitely it was one of I was always fairly involved in the community, but I guess DPL was a good was an important part of that as well. So yeah, certainly
I can say DPL.
one of the reasons.
If it wasn't for DPL, I probably wouldn't be testing as much anymore. Like I put a lot of games.
I think that's
into
true for a
it.
lot of people.
Yeah.
I know for me, I think I played 9 games total between June of 2019 and what was it, November of 2019?
Yeah, I remember you came into DPL with like 9 or 10 games played. Yeah,
I had
remember that,
literally
to be honest.
like no games, and then it was actually
saw-
Clover that picks me up. I was on Clover's team, was the Whiskey Wednesday
Yeah,
team. Still love that name. I racked up a bunch of games. I don't play as much. I still love the game. I still play as much as I can, but I don't nearly play as much because I didn't devote my time to the game enough because I wanted to cast. I wanted to, be on the other side of the screen. I wanted to be, casting. And so I, left the team, right? And focused on casting. The relics of my first few casts will never be discussed. I will never show them to
I
Let's
anybody.
put those
remember-
clips in right now. Let's put those clips in right
They are
now.
horrible. Hi, my name is.
I remember seeing your first, you were practicing, you just casted over a video. I remember the first video was like, who is that guy? And you were super excited to get involved, and I was a little, not worried, but a little, I don't know. It was just who is that guy? I never seen him before, but he seems like he wants to get in. So I don't know. Let's give him a chance. And I mean, I don't think you ever shotcasted before Due Process, right?
No.
So yeah,
I had always
there was a lot of
thought about
learning,
it.
but
I always thought about it, but I just never really got into it. And then ever since I've gotten into casting on DPL, I've been looking for other avenues as well. So
Yeah. I mean, the good news is you're a quick learner. So while the first video was pretty rough, I mean, it wasn't horrible, to be honest. It was just like, I mean, it was your first cast basically ever, so it wasn't perfect. But yeah, from that to I mean, you casted the season final, right? So I think that was a pretty good cast from you and Zach, and yeah, I think you proved yourself. So
yeah, and also having Zach, one of the devs, cast with us, was awesome.
I mean, Zach is probably our most active caster in season 1.
Yes, and he
casted most matches.
He casted most of the games.
It's really funny.
He was just so good.
Yeah, but he's available. He was available. That was the main point, actually. Also, being good helped, but basically he was like, "There's like, hey, if you ever like don't have enough casters, just ping me and I can jump in." And we were like pinged him once, and he casted with I don't know what his first cast was, but he got in and it worked really well. Like he has this great voice and he's very good with words. As opposed to me, and it just like he gels with basically everyone. Well, not like he needs someone like he's a very good color commentary caster.
Yeah.
He needs someone who's like doing the action casting, but whoever that does, like it's always going to go well with him. Like it just it just works. Like he's super chill. And and he was just always available, and we had a lot of time. We struggled to get enough casters. I was in season 1. I was what's the word? I was responsible for getting the casters together. That's now Plaque's job. So but yeah, back then it was my job to get the casters for every match, and it was a struggle, to be honest. Most of the time, it was really hard to get enough people. And Zach was super reliable. He was almost always available and happy to help out, and so he casted a lot of games, and it turned out that he was really good at it. Yeah, we were super happy to have him.
And like taking this responsibility has like completely changed how I saw you do your job last season. I now realize like, holy smokes, he put a lot into this.
Oh yeah.
It's so like it's definitely changed my view on how I kind of approach everything to do with casting. Even being like a staff member now has like changed everything. Like just whether it be taking time to think about different angles on things or just figuring out how to say the right things. It's like, dang, this is rough.
I mean, yeah. I think you can, like, not you specifically, but just people in general, like you can learn a lot by taking responsibilities. Like just start trying to do something where people like you commit to do something and get something to work, make something happen, and like interact with people, get people to do stuff, get people to help you. And it's just like there are some valuable life lessons to be learned in doing something like that.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the new emotes in the Discord too? I'm all about that and Ned Champ.
Oh,
I kind of missed the story behind that. What happened there?
So
it was a scrim, I think.
Yeah, they were just doing scrims, and I guess Ned was playing super good. I wasn't able to like be there completely, but the chat was
asking over that one.
Yeah, it was just Fishy starting it, but everybody started doing it. And they were just saying Ned Champ in the chat, so like instead of what was it?
PogChamp.
Yeah, PogChamp. They just kept doing Ned Champ. I was like, oh, that's funny. I want to see if we can make player emotes because I want to like idolize the players, since most esports do that a little bit. They like, oh, this is the greatest player, let's idolize him type thing. I was like, oh, I want to do some emotes for players. So I started out with that, did a little like, hey, if we can get 35 in a week, I'll put it as an emote. And we got there, and it was originally supposed to be the Lego piece being a PogChamp. And then Ned's like, hey, let's take a picture of me and do it as a PogChamp. I was like, if you're up for it, we'll do it. And it came out great. I think it's amazing. A lot of people use it, so... but now
it's a
like,
really good one.
I have that new one set up, and it ends on the 30th of a team. We're picking a new team, and then we're gonna pick a player from that team to make an emote from. And I want Flatline because I really want a C3 emote. Just I just want something that says whack on it from C3. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, I think having emotes for players and teams is fun, certainly. I mean, we can. DPL is moving to Twitch now, so when we get emotes on Twitch, we can use them there. So that's going to be fun.
Definitely.
We gotta get so we can get every team's emote and then just PogChamp or
We're
NedChamp.
gonna need a lot of subs for that.
So please sub to dpl.twitch.tv/ give us your money.
Well, first watch us because we're not affiliated yet.
Please affiliate us, Twitch. Call me up right now. No, but I see us doing decent at least. Definitely better than we did on Steam. Because we'll be in the public eye.
Yeah, I mean,
and with actually you guys helping us a little bit more, we can do like Twitter posts, stuff like that.
I think for sure this like moving to Twitch will be it will be amazing. One, because Twitch is just the better streaming service. Two, we already have we have like social medias, right? We can actually advertise for our streams rather than being on one specific Discord where we have 200 people, and even from that we only got like maybe 15-20 viewers a stream,
which wasn't terrible.
I think
yeah,
it wasn't. No, I'm not trashing the old stuff. I'm just saying it will be way better.
That's actually more people
it's
watching the stream than we actually could get online at one time to play games, so
that is true. That is true.
Oh, by the way, like that was one of the coolest things about DPL was like DPL season 1 was that basically it made people play the game. Like especially the first few weeks, every time there was a DPL match, afterwards the game was full. Like there were just lots of players online and playing the game. Like obviously it was a little bit starved during the match because most people that were involved in the community were either playing in that match or watching, but afterwards they all just rushed to the game and played, and the game was buzzing for a few hours. So that was always really fun to see.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was super cool how the stream got people like, hey, I want to play this game again. Even though I've dumped a few hours to it, I want to play again. I think
this podcast is just this podcast is just circle jerking right now, right? We're just wanking off to our achievements.
DPL is great. DPL is great. DPL is great. Suck it, DPO. Get out of here. No, I think like the conversations we have has been. I think we can talk about that stuff without it being kind of circle jerky, just because.
Sure.
We're not like we're the best. I'm just saying we've improved. We've come from nothing to almost 500 members in the Discord. So I think we have a right to kind of talk about this stuff.
Sure.
I just want to see the shield and the cart back in the game. That's all I care about at this point.
I mean, it will come back eventually.
I want them now, Pion, right now.
But yeah, no, not right now. We have different priorities right now.
I want to be able to shoot my whiskey bottles.
Eventually. Maybe not in the state you know them. You knew them from before, but they will certainly come back in some capacity at some point. But yeah, we'll see about the future. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward. Like I miss the card. I miss the card. Like shields are cool, sure, but I miss the card. Is just such a fun concept, really. I really miss it. Like the freaking big shopping cart with a huge LMG on top of it. It's just great. It's really jank, which is what the defenders are. So
I don't know if we can talk about it, but I want to talk about the original cart you and me started with, the OG cart.
What was the OG card?
The one you could stick into green doors and would block the green doors.
Oh yeah, that was
couldn't walk through.
That was fun. That was fun.
Especially if sites had one green
collision. That was problematic.
We got so much trouble for that.
I think it's still to this date That's going to be gone when this video releases, probably this podcast. But at the time of recording, we still have a channel, an internal tester channel. It's called Rules. Let me look it up real quick because I think it has a specific rule about that. Where's the freaking channel?
Yeah, it's like one of the original rules because we kept doing it, and we just Sice had like one green door at the time too.
Yeah. Banned exploits. Door blocking with shopping carts. Don't jam a cart in the doorway for the sole purpose of denying the enemy team entry. This makes judging map quality impossible. That was fun. I remember one time where like I was enforcer and so Agus and was like getting into tellers, but from behind, like there was a green door into tellers, and I was trying to rather because I was getting to the door and was like, okay, I'm going to go into teller, open the shutters, and then it just was facing a car. I was like, nope. Damn it. Yeah, I think we need another way. So yeah, that was a fun exploit. So yeah, we're gonna make sure that's not gonna happen when the card is reimplemented. So
are there any other ones like from the early cadet days on there?
I mean, people got on the roof of Kill House quite frequently, which was funny because there's no roof, so you can just shoot people. And I mean, I still remember the glorious days of people rushing the attacker truck. I mean, that's still a thing today, theoretically, but it got way harder.
Yeah, it's really hard. Like I've been trying to like just get a like nice little peek, and you have about
there are multiple reasons for that.
Yeah, spot.
basically we have. I think we still have double UAV.
Yeah, double UAV.
So that makes it hard. The other thing is that the level team, especially Axum, got way better at placing the truck. So it makes it like they learned the lessons. Like if you face this van the wrong direction or put it in the wrong spot, then defenders will just find a way of throwing a Molotov inside or shooting people as soon as the door opens. And also it has like a window in the back now, which also helps the attackers to not get surprised. So yeah, it got way harder. I mean, the defenders are supposed to be able to go outside for a few seconds to make an awesome rotate or something like that. I still have this clip in mind where back in the day where we prototyped 2-floor maps, this one dude was jumping through a window into another window and like flanked the attackers this way. Like that was an amazing move. I'm not sure if you saw that clip.
I remember like when we spawned on the roof, I could strafe jump through a window that like you were just be able to like throw stuff through or see through, but you were able to like strafe jump from the roof into there and get a new entry point.
Oh yeah, I think that might have been it. Yeah,
I did that a lot.
That was amazing. That was amazing. And we want like there's also I think there was a clip from a very old clip I have in mind, like where Axum was rotating outside of C-store. Well, basically attackers were going into through the storefront, I think, and he were like stepped out of arcade or whatever and came up behind them and blew them up with the shotgun. So that was like that's the stuff we want to see. That's why we have the UAV mechanic. Like we don't just kill defenders who step outside. They have a few seconds before the UAV shoots at them, and if they avoid the line of sight, they have a few more seconds. Because we want this stuff to be possible. We want these cool plays and these rotations, these outside rotations to happen. But yeah, we don't want you to kill the attackers when they spawn. So that's a balance there's a balance to strike there. Okay, what else is on the menu?
I don't have any other talking points, Play.
No, not that I can think of. I mean, we've discussed a lot.
When are you gonna get better at due process?
Already, as well.
Me?
Yeah,
it comes with time.
Plague. When are you gonna get better at due process?
I mean, I was planning on playing today. Today isn't day of recording.
I might because I have to work really early in the morning.
I'm just gonna start hopping into casuals and trying to blast fools.
I do like what we're doing here is the podcast. Like, I want to see more stuff from just everybody wants NDA drops and like seeing more videos, Twitch streams, random stuff. Like, you can do gameplay videos and stuff, but like, I want to see the niche stuff. Like, seeing somebody that just focuses on weapon changes and that's it. Like he just only looks at weapon changes and teaches, like shows people like, hey, here's the new update this week. This is what all changed, instead of just reading patch notes every week. You want to see something entertaining sometimes.
I know for me at least, I'm going to be probably only streaming DP.
Yeah.
Just because. Well, I'll talk about this later.
Well, you can talk about it now. We're doing DP. We're dudes talking about the process of dude process.
Okay. Dudes talking about DP. All right. It's gonna really suck for us testers. I feel like we're gonna get really, kind of screwed over. Especially the people who want to go into streaming and content creation, just because we're going to get flooded out by big name streamers who have never, played the game once, but they have the views, and so we're going to get washed out.
Well, I don't necessarily think that's the case, though. I think it's the case that, like, they've already built their audience, so they can go to it and we can get washed out. But I think if you are, like, an entertaining person that's only playing that one game, or if you are, like how Shroud is, he's just very good at most games. If you're very good at due process and, like, show tips and tricks on your stream, stuff like that, people are going to, like, gravitate towards you a little more, and, like, you'll build up from there.
Like, I've been thinking about getting like a super clickbaity title, like experienced alpha player plays due process,
streaming
or like
with the dev.
Streaming with a dev, like just super jank stuff like that, right? That like hopefully people will see the title, come to it, and then it won't look at me dying everywhere or like getting 2 kills a game,
All right, Ryan. So you're gonna sit in on his stream, right?
I think what was. Sure, yeah.
You'll be the dev that he can clickbait
together, I assume.
I need a dev to
clickbait. Sure. I think, like, from my experience, what's probably going to happen is there's a bunch of people, like bunch of big streamers and YouTubers, going to swarm in, make their content for a while, but they will also, most of them will also leave again, like because these huge people who check out your game are usually either committed to another game and just are like trying out other games like in between, or they're one of those people who are just like not committed to any game and are just jumping around all the time. So they will leave eventually, or at least not create content regularly. And the people, like there will be people who will be dedicated to due process, but most of them will probably not be established content creators already. And so I think that there is a good chance for everyone who, wants to become a dedicated due process content creator to become one. And we'll see how it goes. But I think, like, I like the create it and people will come mentality. And so I think this can work out for everyone, really. Like, it obviously, especially in the first few days and weeks, there will be a lot of big people, well, hopefully, but no, there will be a lot of people checking out a new game. But yeah, as I said, a lot of them will eventually leave or only come back occasionally. And so I think there's space and there's room for new streamers and new YouTubers and whatever, new Facebook gaming streamers, because that's a thing now, apparently. I found out a few days ago. I'm
gonna go stream on Mixer, guys. I'll see you later.
Yeah, let's go to Mixer. That's actually funny because I was like, when I'm streaming on my personal channels, like I'm usually doing like a multi-stream, streaming to Twitch and YouTube and Steam, because I have set it up. Not that anyone watches on Steam, but it's easy to set up, and I had set it up for something, I don't know. So I can't remember. I just never removed it basically from the setup. And I was always like had in the back of my mind, so you should add Mixer to the mix, pun intended. And I never really came around to do it. And then all of a sudden there was this announcement, oh, Mixer's going to shut down. I was like, oh, good. Okay, I saved some time. So I never missed out on that one. Honestly, I'm super excited. I'm excited from multiple perspectives, right? Like, I'm excited as a member of the GAG team, like part of the GAG team. I'm obviously super excited that our game that we made over the past few years, and I mean, I think I can I'm only like a recent member of the team, and I'm not directly involved in the process of creating it, but I'm helping. I'm doing my part, right? So we worked on this game for the last 6 years or 7 years at this point. I don't know anymore.
That was 8.
And now it's coming out. That's huge, right? So I'm super excited about that. But I'm also me. I'm TH Pine. I'm someone who likes to create videos and stream games and is interested in game design and whatnot. And I found this game like years ago, right? When Siege released back then, and I was excited back then from then and created videos about it due process already, and all this comes together to like probably on the day this video drops, probably like when the beta starts, like the NDA drops and all this comes together and the day has come. Like I've waited for years for this day, so I'm super excited. And also I'm super excited as a tester of the game because hey, finally we get more people to come in to play with, and I'm excited for DPL as well, like because DPL will benefit from all of that as well. So I'm just super jazzed about beta finally coming and NDA dropping and everything. So yeah, it's really cool.
It's so hard for me to like talk to anybody in due process, and if they say something that just says process in it, I have to make a due process pun from it. Like I had to stop myself when you said process in the middle of your like speech. I was like, you mean the due process?
Yeah, it's hard to resist sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I know that feeling.
I think Spooky did one the other day. I think he was saying somebody was on fire, like saying they were doing really good, and then they caught on fire like just in that moment from a molly, and I was like, I see what you did there.
I want to thank y'all, everybody,
I'm sorry.
tuning in to this first episode of Dude Process. And remember, DPL, the Due Process League, will be streaming all its games, almost all of its games, as many games as we can get casters and a production guy for over on the Twitch, which will be in the link of this here video/podcast.
And when's the first match for that?
First match, that's going to be
Ooh, got you
tomorrow,
there.
as in Friday, the 21st, 6 to 7.
8 p.m. EST.
No, 8 p.m.
No, it's
EST.
We'll also link the website for DPL
Yes.
down in the description. I'll have the full schedule for every week when we get the
And-
times in, and we have all the teams listed there. And if you want to join the Discord for that, feel free to join in
Yeah.
there. We're always talking to
Mhm.
people in there, play games with y'all.
Yeah, get involved.
Yeah, just like
It's
Pion,
fun.
become the community manager. Just do it. What's stopping you?
Get
He's
so
German. He's
involved,
doing
like
it.
how-
Community
to
manager
be.
for DPL? Yeah, we need a community manager for DPL for sure.
Whenever Gek wants to shell out that money and pay me, Stellarik and Plague will take it.
Absolutely.
Everybody else,
Sure.
everybody else on the team gets shafted.
Let me talk to.
Talk to Bard for us, thank you.
Just go straight to Annapurna. Like skip all of Gek. Be like, I'm in charge now.
yeah, I'm just gonna go to Annapurna and ask them if they're willing to fund this community league. I mean, we'll see about the future, what happens with this league, and if we don't have any plans or any specific plans for esports yet. We just want to make the game first, make a good game, and if
Absolutely.
there's a community league, we're gonna support it. But yeah, we will see what the future brings. Like
Mhm.
this game has esports potential, that's for sure, and I think season 1 of DPL proved that. And well, yeah, we're just gonna see what happens, and we're gonna definitely gonna support any endeavor to make it happen. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the future with due process and the DPL and esports in general.
I do have a question though. When are we gonna get due process merch?
You're asking the wrong guy, to be honest.
Community
No,
manager.
we're pretty busy with other stuff right now. Yeah, I know. It's that's not something we're concerned with right now. This will come eventually for sure. But yeah, we're busy, very, very busy with other stuff, as you can imagine right now. And but yeah, it's coming. I know you're big into merch.
Just ship me just ship me all the pins that you can't sell anymore.
Yeah.
I have too many of those right now.
will happen eventually.
I just want like a full-size Argus helmets, and I'll be comfortable in life with those. That was a pity laugh. I'm sad now. All right, cut the stream.
All right, I'm gonna force the ending right here.
I
We've
just
been
was
talking
reading
for too
something.
long.
Yeah, but for sure, thank you for coming on, Pion. I hope we can get you back on at some point, and I
Yeah.
hope that we actually do really well in our endeavor. But I also want to see you guys as Gek
Sure.
doing good, launching the game, and getting this beta up and running into whatever may come.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're just gonna it's my job, to be honest, to well, make this community great and highlight what is great in there, and support the people who want to make it better and to want to grow it and make content for it. And so that's why I did not hesitate to say yes when you asked me to come on as a guest. So
This
sure,
was also
thanks for
made
having
kind
me.
of as a joke
Thanks for
too.
making this.
Everything I make is now off of a
What?
joke. Like, I don't know. Somebody said,
Sure.
"Dude, process." And I
Oh,
was
you
like,
mean this? The dude process
Yeah.
was created from a joke. Yeah, okay, I see what you said.
Somebody said "dude process," and I was like, I'm gonna make a podcast like as a joke. And then I thought about it for like a day or two, and I was like, that'd be kind of cool, honestly. I could talk to devs, just have something to chill out with. And then I was like, Plague, be my co-host, because I don't know anybody else to co-host with me.
And that's how I'm here. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. I am Plague Doc. The Docodai is the Plague. Thank you so much, TH Prime, for joining us.
I'm Clover.
So, yep.
Thanks for having me.
And I guess that's it.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.